maybe her dad had his chance at the wedding. And anyway, I want to begin by saying, as three of the siblings are here, I love all my children absolutely equally, and they are all very different. And I could tell you what each one of them has given to me, and does give to me as a parent, and why, I love them to pieces. But
I won't, because tonight isn't
Joanna. But I can, if you want, I can.
Gosh, none of you have been asked to speak.
For Joanna, as the oldest, she was dependable, she was always thoughtful, and still is.
Always what?
Thoughtful, and putting family and other people first, and she was bothered about what people thought, whereas when Ellie arrived, anyway, she wasn't, but Ellie was my encourager.
37.
But Ellie was my encourager, and Dan was me. I said, I want to interview that. But Ruth Bell Graham, who was Billy Graham's wife, she had 5 children, and she said, Billy Graham, my husband's mission field was the world, and mine was my 5 children. And she makes the point that God gives you one good child. And Joanna gives you one more
good child.
Start calculating.
I guess that's where we end up.
Joanna was my good child. And
Go on, you're okay.
all right.
Eyes on the prize, man. You're all right. Ignore the hecklers.
Looking back at her when she was a child, and that little picture I put in the book, she was singing and she was happy. She was always laughing, and I think looking as that translated into life, the singing, she became a perfect pitch and all that kind of thing. And laughing, she always had many of us in tux, as we've been talking about over the dinner tonight. And music was, very important. She got that from her dad anyway. But one of the other things that she brought, the dimension she brought to my life, was that she taught me by her life a lot more about the love of God to me and to the world. And because when she was born, with her challenges with the cleft palate, the Lord spoke to me the night before she was born and said, if I trust you, because I'd seen a Down syndrome baby, if I trust you with that, will you trust me? And we knew when she was born she was going to be a blessing. And that's what she was doing. And she said we were great parents till she had a perfect childhood till she was 12, and then we didn't know what to do with the teenagers. So she suffered being the eldest. We had unrealistic curfews and rules and everything. She got the hard end of it all, and we've worked through all that afterwards. But then we made our mistakes, but that's all been sorted, and so on going on. Going to Canada was the hardest for Joanna because she was 13 and it was more difficult. But going back through, one thing I keep are the cards. Going back through these, I came across the postcard from the judge at our citizenship service, because she found out it was Joanna's 17th birthday, and she asked Joanna to do the speech. Do you remember? And not only did Joanna have to speak in front of all the new citizens, but they decided that year Canada needed to learn about it, and they moved the citizenship court to the school. And dear Joanna gave this wonderful speech. There wasn't a dry eye in the auditorium, where she honestly said that you weren't scared of speaking in public anymore with a cleft palate as she had been in England. And anyway, she ended up with top prize at the school, as you know, Ellie did as well later. But when she went off to university, she said to me, "You have to let me find God for myself now, Mum. You've done all you can." And I waved her off. And so we had they weren't turbulent years. She was never a naughty child, but she went through her own journey, spiritual journey then, from being where she was trying to sort your dad out, saying he needed a Damascus Road experience, to where your dad needed a Damascus Road experience to find God.
Joanna said that.
Joanna, when she said to your dad,
Said it
when
off
he
your
first
dad.
arrived in Canada, to him telling her she wouldn't find the answer to her troubles at the bottom of a thing of beer. Anyway,
All right, Church Street, Toronto.
Anyway, with Joanna, there was always a story and always some crisis, and then a great laugh at the end of it, wasn't there? And then she got a family through all this was always important. Even when she got her first job, there were people involved. Do you remember Tom? You had to fax a link to Tom and he picked it up and anyway, getting your job. And then she came to England, which was, she said to us, "Let me go and see if I like it, you know, if I can." And it was the best thing that she ever did, because I think Joanna belongs in London. and that's where you found the little job, wasn't it, again, at Sue Alpha.
And a half decent
And a good man, of course, don't worry, Ed's going to come in. And anyway, looking back, and I'm going to read some of her cards, because this gives out the thing. You know, she was always working on a budget which never worked, and all this kind of thing that gave us a concern and then a great laugh at the end of it. But anyway, I decided one of the best ways for us to remember Joanna are through her cards that she sent over the years and the different things. So this is taking far longer than I thought. So this is typical Joanna humour. You're always doing nice things, and I'm always thanking you from the bottom of my heart. Do we have a great system or not? And in this one, just a note to say, Tar, for a really restful, peaceful term. It's when she did a work term with us. I had a wonderful time, probably my last long period at home, I think. Through it all, I felt welcome, supported, and we had some laughs. Roll on email that I'll be home on the 16th. And then we go on. This is before she went to Germany. This is a little card from Sense of Humour. You can have a look at the new one. To express my gratitude for your help, both monetary and otherwise. I'm off to spend some Deutschmarks now, much to your chagrin. I'll write a postcard or two. Thank you for your support in my quest to find myself, kill myself, lose myself, attach myself, etc. No doubt there'll be a tale or two to be told. I'll be having fun and a crisis simultaneously, but I'm sure you're used to it. It's nice to know that there'll always be a home wherever you are. Good luck with Mike Harris, Dad. Remember that one?
Ontario Premier.
And then this is when she arrived in England, and I got one with Mum on. Mum, you're brilliant. I can't keep up with the different Mother's Days going on across the Atlantic, so I hope this is pertinent. We gab on the phone so much that you're never far from my thoughts. I miss the warm smiles and hugs though. It's lovely to know that no matter how busy you are, you've always got time. I haven't at the moment. That's not very good, is it? No. And then, thanks, Mum. Okay. I love you and, you know, everything that she says nice about me. I can't imagine what it's like to be a mum. I'm quite good at the receiving end of the mother-daughter relationship. I imagine the mother end requires a lot more biting of tongues and patient prayer. And then we go on. Happy Mother's Day again, and nice things. Thank you for being such a fantastic mum, da-da-da. I'm grateful for all your prayers over the years. No doubt Ed is a direct result of them. We are very happy.
Oh,
Sonia, when you engage,
2010.
I can't wait to share my wedding day with you. And then
Pre-married.
after the wedding, thanking us again. We can't wait to spend time with you at Christmas. Anyway, we go on. You're the best. Oh, and then she'll sometimes send these very funny cards and then these really, you know, cutesy ones. Just, isn't the card lovely? It's been waiting patiently since February. Ed and I found it in a lovely shop in Rye, along with 200 gifts for my niece and nephew. I hope it lives up to sending the best mum in the world, all my love, from a far-flung daughter. I love you very much. Far-flung daughter. And then, oh, all right, I'm going to do this one. This Mother's Day card, and this is typical of Joanna. When I came over for the second miscarriage, do you remember Ed? Arrived Saturday morning. This was waiting for me on the table. What a nice treat that you're here for Mother's Day. Thank you so much for coming. It means the world to me. You're the best mum ever. And we were about to take the tablet. So this is my Joanna. She's always thinking of somebody else. Happy Canadian Christmas. Wishing you a festive, reminiscing time as you reflect on all the Christmases you and me have spent in Canada since 1987. It's been a kind country to us. But hey, we are nonetheless very happy that you're blighty bound in March, and Mini T is kicking up in anticipation. Lots of love, Joanna and Ed. And that was, I'm not going to read that one, that was when she was an angel. This is one that, when you were pregnant and I was over with Abs, do you remember we went to this thing? And she picked up this. Auntie Gladys gave me this when I was 7, but it was the puppet in my
teddy seed, nursery.
teddy seed in my nursery, and she remembers things. And then this survived all the moves, along with some of the other things. This was one of the cross stitches you did when you were a child, but it has blue around it, if you remember. And Joanna came with us when we looked at our first house in Canada, and she said, "It'll be okay, Mummy. I have this teeny weeny kitchen, you know. It's got blue flowers on it." You know, all these things that she remembers. And at the thing before the cards, she came to England and she found herself and the Lord again, but of course she found Ed. And it's wonderful. Together they're going to be these great parents, but that they so complement one another. Ed's the one that buys the Christmas tree. And I think with Ed's help we'll even have Christmas presents next year. That isn't just Joanna. But you are a wonderful daughter and niece and sister. I mean, you read the books, I don't need to say what your brothers and sisters are saying. But